everyone, Paul International Scale Modeler. Welcome to another adventure update. This is an update of my Kawasaki ZX-RR Ninja, the race bike. Now I did the review a week or so ago and I've been working on it quite a lot of a night. Sadly I've not had a lot of free time for the day. I've been spending a lot of time with the family, out and about and whatnot, and not had much time to film, so it's quite progressed along its build. But I'll run through everything I've done and what I've got left to do, etc, etc, and we'll see what I've done and where I'm going to go to next. So this is as we stand now. I've got the rolling frame of the bike. If we go to the overhead cam, you can see. So that's how she stands now. We've got the pit lane stand on it for it. Because obviously there's no kickstand because it's not a road bike. As you see, we've got both wheels on, all the brakes, engine, steering, the forks, etc. The chains on, the radiators on. I'm going to take this pit lane stand off, just because it's not painted either. It's just literally there to hold the bike up. As you can see, this side we've got the radiator, the chain on the back, etc, etc. So as you can see, we have made quite a bit of progress. So what have we done on the bike? Well, engine was painted up in Alclads, and it was then dual coated. I originally had it as a shiny engine because I saw a build in a magazine and it showed the engine as being shiny, so I thought, okay, I'll do it like that. I then bought these books, which I'll quickly show you. I got a couple of these on eBay, the Pit Walk Photo Collection. This is 2006 season. I've got the 2003 as well. I bought another couple of Japanese modelling bike books on there as well. They're not cheap. To buy these from Japan, it's going to cost you between 50 and 70 pounds each. I got two of these and a couple of other books for 150 quid. A lot of money, I know. But when you see the reference material, I mean, if we go to the bike, this is what we're building now. So it's literally, they've had full access to the bikes in a studio, so they can get full pictures of every aspect of the machines. You're literally not going to get any closer than this unless you walk down the pit lane. So you can see, as a reference, absolutely amazing. And this covers all the bikes in the 2006 season, the Ninja, all the way back to the what was that, GSXR? GSVR, right through, just every bike, the Ducati, everything. So very, very good books. I just bought a further 4 of these. I got off eBay in Japan. I managed to get another 4 for another 130 quid delivered, so very happy with that. And that covers all the seasons, 2005, 4, 5, 7, and there's just a generic one as well. So set for all my future bike builds, but as a reference, these things are phenomenal. There's literally every single aspect. So as I say, I saw a build, and going by the Tamiya instructions and whatnot, I painted it a shiniest colour. When I saw the books, I dual coated it to matte it down. I think it's a good representation of what the engine should look like. We've got a few different tones on there for various components. We've got some PE on there, which is probably hard to spot, but it is on there. We've got the exhaust manifolds there, the exhaust are next. They're actually on the bench in front of me. And the engine this side. It's then given a Tamiya panel line wash with one of these accent panel line colours. Brilliant, very, very worthwhile having. They work really well. Rear suspension components are put in using the Tamiya fork set as aftermarket. You get this reservoir, and obviously the front fork set as well. So a very, very nice addition. Wheels are all painted up in a sorry, no, they were a gloss black. Or was it? Hang on, Paul. Yeah, it was a gloss black, my bad. And then these absolute nightmare of a decals. There's 3 piece to each one of those green rims. So 12 in total. Just an absolute pig to line up. They did take a fair bit of work. Seams have been sanded off. The tyres, very, very simple trick, and a couple you can use. I picked these up from books. This is a Dremel tool. This is the thing you put the sanding drums on. It has a rubber thing, and you tighten it up and it expands. So if I can get it to focus, so I've cut the rubber down So we can sandwich the wheel in between the front and back like so. That then goes in my Proxon multi-tool mini drill, and I can spin it very low, 500 RPM, and using a UMP sanding stick, take the seam off. It's a lot quicker than doing it by hand, and it works very, very well and simple. And this one is one for one of the cut-off discs, you know, where you sandwich them in between. And for doing the PE brake discs, there's only rear PE on this, because the front discs are carbon, which we'll get into in a minute. Is this fully zoomed out? Give me a sec. Now, there we go. That's a little bit better. I can fit you in now. So the rear disc you can see there on this side was just put in there, spun a little bit to rough it up, and Bob's your uncle. Now the front discs, because they're carbon, we had to do a few different effects on that. So the whole thing was sprayed in a mixture of Tamiya X10 and XF1, which gives this beautiful carbon colour. I then used a circle cutter, like a compass cutter, to cut out a mask. Centre was sprayed in Alcalad. Oh my god, I'm going to have to try and remember what colour it was. I think it was dull aluminium. And then the centre was painted in Alcalad jet exhaust, the actual rotor itself. Like I say, the forks are Tamiya's upgrade forks. They come anodised already. All these other parts have been painted in Alcalad gloss black primer. The calipers were painted in a mixture of, my god, I was trying to remember these metal colours, in a mixture of gold titanium and I think it was burnt iron, to give this very, very slight gold titanium look, which I think's worked quite well. And then we put some paint in the recessed letters, wipe that off, and job done. So the forks look great. The front mudguard, again, very tricky. We've got carbon decal, as you can see there, and on the other side. Really get the hang of these carbon decals now. And then the kit decal on top. We've got a couple of little ridges in there. It was a bit of a nightmare to get down that one over those curves, and to be honest, the carbon underneath has shown through a little bit, but once we gloss that, you shouldn't really see it. And really get the hang of these carbon decals. They're laid down beautiful. These Scale Motorsport ones are lacquer printed, and they just seem to take a lot more abuse than any others. We've also got the carbon on the rear mudguard, beautiful. Actually glossed that in aqua gloss. I didn't want to break out the lacquer clear, so I just glossed it in aqua gloss, polished it, cut it, and as you can see, beautiful finish, very nice. Same on that part there, and there's another carbon piece knocking about for this side here, but we've got a few bits and bobs to put on there. The chain, now I did have a, let me think, Hobby Design metal chain set. Absolute nightmare. I just couldn't get on with it. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I just couldn't get on with it at all. I absolutely screwed up one. That went in the bin. I bought another one, and they're 13 quid a set, so they're not cheap. Screwed it up, and I've resigned myself to the fact that I can't build these. So this is the plastic kit chain, painted in, I'm going to guess and say it was Alcalad aluminium. I then let that dry, and then we use that Tamiya panel line wash in between all the links, let it dry, wiped off the excess of some mineral spirits. Bob's your uncle. Circle template to paint the centres in a different shade of Alcalad. I'm not going to lie, I can't remember which one. And that's it. I think it's a good effect. It's worked well. A little bit more carbon at the bottom on each side, there and there. And that's pretty much us. This side, the radiator was put on. There's a few PE bits and bobs in there. We gave the centre vanes a wash as well. Blue for the silicone hoses, and the engine this side was given a nice wash as well. It looks really, really well. I'm quite impressed. Decals on the back, need a bit of work on this. There's a little bit of wrinklage there, and you can see where I sprayed a matte coat to mix them in. So we need to have a little play with that. I'll probably, the beauty of these things is you can actually take them all back to bits should you need. So if I wanted to, I can get this whole swing arm back off, the wheel off, the chain off, everything, even this rear arch is glued on, everything will come back off. So I could literally take it right back and just gloss it, but it matches the front of the frame, so I'll probably just mat the entire swing arm. Now I'm using Testa's Dual Coat, which is a lacquer based, real thick liquid in a bottle that you thin with lacquer thinner. Now the beauty of it is, if you don't shake it up, it settles on the bottom. So you can pour out some of the medium, pour out some of the actual matting agent itself, and thin it even more. So you get a much less matte coat, so a bit more satin. So it's probably what I'll do. It's a bit tricky to do, but you can do it. I've done it a couple of times now. So it's not totally matte, which is this. We got like a semi-satin finish there. But you, like I say, if you just look around the decals, you can see where I sprayed the matte coat. So what I'm probably going to do is go over that with slightly less matte coat to tie them all in together. But looking great, very happy with this. Got the handlebars on top. I'll get around the other side of the engine in a minute. Handlebars on top. Again, masked off, painted various different tones. They were a little bit of a nightmare to do. These anodized parts on the top, part of the fork set. So they were painted titanium on top and left gold at the side. This side we've got the rear PE disc, the caliper again, the brake line. Not too happy with that brake line. The instructions really don't show where it goes, and now does my book really either. It just seems to be swinging in the breeze, but I highly doubt that'll be anywhere near that rear wheel. So it must be clipped, and to me the hose is way over scale. So I'll take it off again, just pulls off this little plug where it pops in, and I'll reduce the size of that as well. So I've got a few components to put on this side. The exhausts are next, because the radiator is actually, if I can pull it off, still loose. It's hinged at the top under there, and I can get that back off. I just love these bikes for doing this. You can literally break them right back down to the component should you need to. So yeah, the exhaust still need to go in there. They're on the bench right in front of me, ready for primer. I can get those painted up. That's about it really. So really happy with how it's progressed. It's been a real nice build. It's come along nice and quick. It's they're nice kits to pick out. It's not something you're like, oh my god, I've got to do this. You can literally sit there, I'll do the mudguard tonight, I'll do the rad tonight, and they really are nice to work at. So that is that. I'm going to pop it back on its pit stand, just so I know it's safely out of the way. What we're going to do, I'm just going to show you these exhausts. Yeah, don't be knocking it over. So there's exhausts. Now, a little bit tricky, we've got a bit of a seam on the top and bottom. I don't know why the camera's not focusing today, it's been a bit of a pain. Thankfully Tamiya have put all these parts where they've been cut off. This is all smooth, it is all ready to be sprayed, but you know, Alclad will show the slightest flaw. But luckily the way these are angled on the bike, you can't see any of the seams or the locating points for the sprues either. So another nice touch by Tamiya. They're both identical. So these will need spraying in a multitude of colours. If I show you my book, I'll show you the colours needed. Quite a pretty thing actually, the way the heat alters the shades. I've seen a lot of people do some real extreme shading, but literally that's what we're going to get there. So what I'm going to probably do is spray it in magnesium. Then we've got sepia to replicate these like burn heat marks there, and I've got a purple colour as well by Extreme by AK for replicating that. We've got these really nice Top Studio springs to go in place. There's quite a lot of them on the exhaust. If you look right there, they hold all the sections together. Quick release, so we're going to pop those on as well. And that's it really. We've got all the electrical components to go on there. Sorry, we're whitening out a little bit. All the electrical components to go on next. We can see the blue hoses I've replicated, etc. You really can super detail these bikes, every single aspect of them. There you go, there's some nice heat staining as well. Bit more extreme. I'm not sure which we'll go for. That looks like a reversed. No, it's not. Yeah, I'm not sure what we'll go for, but we can replicate all those colours. Probably won't go that extreme, but it's going to look really nice. Like I say, with the bike world, there's a lot of detail parts. I mean, just things like this motorcycle plug set. I can do all the electronic connectors, etc. With the aftermarket set I've bought, there's still a lot to go on. I've got spare reservoir for the rear suspension. Got all the wire and the cable, and we've got the resin parts for the speedo to go on, the foot pegs, the MotoGP sensor. There's a remnant of the chain set. I've kept some of it just in case, you never know, might be useful parts in there. So we've still got a fair old bit to go before we're through with this, but things like this, you got hose clips there. They're a bit of a pig to put on. I've not had any look at any of those on yet, but we might try it on this. But I need to get the exhaust done first, because then they can go in place, the radiator can be glued in position, etc. But like I say, as you can see, I've got a box full of just stuff over there, and you can buy almost anything for them. So that's that. In my booth over here, out the way, drying safely, we have all the fairing panels, which have been primed in alkali white and then sprayed in the beautiful mica green of the 2006 season. Now, later 2007 was a darker green. I'm going to buy this bike again, do it later in the slightly darker green, but this colour, it's a pearl colour. It's a real nice colour. Obviously a cane green inside, sorry, the whole plastic cane green. So we've fully sprayed outside and given a light dusting inside. There's no point, you're not really going to see it. I did state in the review that should you wish, you could probably leave the panels unpainted, but to be honest, it's a little bit too dark. But beautiful colour, absolutely beautiful, and there's a very slight pearl in there. You can see the colour change as I move it. Really nice. So next step of these is, although they've been painted and they're beautifully painted, nice and smooth, they'll probably be flatted, and I don't know actually, no, it is super smooth. Without, you know, float my own boat, I did do a real good job spraying these. Not using a big spray gun, using that little Iwata HPM2. It's done a lovely job. What I might do is just take it back. What I've been using, to be honest, is one of our grey sanders and our buffer. This is doing a fantastic job, especially the green side of the buffer. If I can just grab a panel, I'll just show you quick, make sure it's clean. You can literally, I think it's 12,000 grit the green side, which, you know, is equivalent to the micro mesh I probably use, but I'm not using it wet, so it's important to keep everything dust free. But there you go, there's your shine already there, and that is as smooth as silk. So very simple, a lot easier to use, because you've got that nice flat edge. You're not going to get any dimples or whatnot. All you need to be aware of is on edges, you don't take the colour off, but you can see that there, nice bit of shine. They really do work well, the buffers. And this, the grey, it's a worn one, it's not brand new, it's been used, so it's lost the edge of its sharpness of being new. But for doing these panels, that is ready now. 2 seconds and you're ready for decal. So the decal is next on this, and as you can see by the sheet, there's a fair old few, and they're quite tricky as well. Not going to be easy decal on this. I'm not looking forward to it, I'm not going to lie, but it's coming along great. So like I say, all the panels are done. This one, once this is all decaled up, it will be masked off. This will be sprayed in metallic colour, because that's what it's like on the real bike. There's a little panel to go underneath there, which I've put somewhere. I think it's in the box with all the other few little bits and bobs ready. But we're getting there. I can't remember how long I started this now. I completely forget, but I'll tell you now, I'll go on YouTube and we'll have a quick look. It's been a very nice build. I can't think of a problem with the bike whatsoever. It's a bit trickier than any of the road bikes, so if you're not used to building bikes, please be aware of that and just, you know, take your time with it. But as a bike builder, this is my 3rd bike now. Really enjoying it, and if you want to go a step up, then it's definitely worth it. So I filmed this review 6th, so probably working on this, what, 10 days? Not 10 days, 2 weeks. Probably 2 weeks in. So nice, fast build. So really happy with that. So what we'll do next, will we come back from another bench? More than likely not. We'll probably come back for the reveal. I would have liked to have done another video, try and do 3 videos, 4 including the review, but like I said, a lot of time with family, a couple of days out, and overnight. I don't film overnight, it's my time for relaxing and hanging out with my buddies, so I film through the day. And as you can hear, it's a beautiful day today, birds are singing outside, and I'm settling down for an afternoon modelling. So there you go. So there we go, at the bench with the Kawasaki ZX RR, fantastic kit. If you're building bikes, you want to up your game a little bit, pick one of these race bikes. You can super detail these like you wouldn't believe. You can buy upgrade kits, even could include the wiring looms. It really, you can go as far as you want with them. Or you can pick a few bits and bobs and go from there. So there you go. So I will see you when this is complete. We'll come back for a final reveal. I'll still go through everything I've done, and there is a build thread on the forum, and I am putting constant updates on Facebook as well, so check it out. Check out the forum and the Facebook page for International Scale Model. So there you go. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys around, and I'll see you soon.